was actually trying to accomplish something good for veterans, whether you're profit or nonprofit. They made a differential for that? Distinction?
Well, for whatever reason, because we look at the college, and the college is a non-for-profit. So we do, in fact, have a non-for-profit working with us. The challenge that we've got is, for whatever reason, that nobody will share with us, no one really wants to be held responsible for making a decision outside the box. Our program doesn't look like something that everybody else has. But in the state of Michigan, we only have 20 programs that we're running to support vets.
Well, no, we have two local state representatives.
Yes.
Marcia Hovey-Wright and
Colleen
Lamonti.
We have not
have you been in contact with them?
We have not had the opportunity to talk with them. I have started the communication process to chat with some other individuals to see if perhaps there's more interest from the Democratic Party than there is from the Republican Party. But frankly, we're both stunned and surprised by the support we've been getting.
On the positive side and clearly on the negative side, if people want to help you achieve this, seems to me a very worthy goal, what should they do?
We would encourage you to call Jeff Hansen's office. We're told, one of the things that they told us was that no veterans have contacted their office.
Well, that matters. Yeah, you have to show that you've developed some grassroots support.
Absolutely. And phone number for anybody that wants to contact Senator Hansen's office is 866-305-2134.
And what should they say when they call?
Well, we have the Veterans Immersion Program, and we can get copies of that to anybody. The Veterans Administration, I know, just sent out a blast email with an attachment describing our program. So we would encourage them to contact either the VA, or they can contact Tom or I. If you want to contact me most easily, my office number is 231-981-5005. I'd be happy to get some information into your hands.
Do you have a website where people can go and get a little information on this?
We're not that sophisticated, and we probably need to be, but we haven't made it that far.
Okay, but you do have a phone number. Get your phone number one more time before we go to break.
Sure, it's 231-981-5005.
All righty. Well, guys, thank you so much. Definitely a worthy cause. The unemployment numbers for Michigan veterans is staggering. It seems to me, especially just on a purely pandering political basis, that you would think that the politicians would be all over you on this, both Republican and Democrat. So far, they don't seem to be. Maybe, folks, if you make a phone call, either to the Senator Hansen or to your organization, Ken, maybe we can get some change here.
That would be great.
Thanks so much for coming by.
Don't pay stupid tax. Listen to The Dave Ramsey Show.
The highest profit center of anything that happens on the new car lot is the car lease, with the exception of the shop. Now, this is according to the Auto Dealers, National Auto Dealers Association of America, the NADA. The bottom line is you're not getting a deal. You're basically renting the car for enough to pay them interest, a profit, and cover the loss in value while you drive the car.
Catch Dave weekday afternoons from 2 till 5 on News Talk 1090 WKBZ.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Lauren Stanton. 2 of the 4 people aboard a private jet that crashed just south of the Michigan state line are dead. The jet was apparently experiencing mechanical trouble when it crashed into a neighborhood near the South Bend Regional Airport yesterday afternoon. It struck 3 homes, becoming lodged in one of them. It's not known if anyone on the ground was killed in the crash. 2 high school football players from Ohio, convicted yesterday of raping a teenage girl, will spend a minimum of 1 year in prison. A judge found Malik Richmond and Trent Mays guilty of assaulting the 16-year-old after a party last August. Moments after the judge's decision, Richmond and Mays apologized to the victim. Mays got an additional year for taking a nude picture of a juvenile. The pictures were posted on Facebook and Twitter. Firefighters continue to fight a wildfire that has destroyed dozens of cabins in Tennessee. Authorities evacuated everyone living in nearby cabins as dry and windy conditions spread the flames. They say several other residential homes are in danger if the fire jumps a nearby ridge. And the city of Muskegon has approved plans and set the dates for two of the Lakeshore's biggest summer events. Muskegon City Council members unanimously approved event requests for Muskegon Bike Time and the Lakeshore Art Festival this summer, both of which would take place in downtown Muskegon. The Lakeshore Art Festival will take place July 5th and 6th. Dates for Muskegon Bike Time run July 18th through the 21st. Keeping you informed, I'm WZZM 13's Lauren Stanton on News Talk 1090 WKBZ.
Hi, I'm Tom Sanaki, and it's Polka time, and a perfect time to gather your family together for a good, clean, wholesome family show every Saturday and Sunday mornings right here on the Talk of Muskegon with the Polka Melodies. News Talk 1090 WKBZ Muskegon, WOOD HD2 Muskegon, and newstalk1090.com. Come on!
It's polka time, polka time, polka time, polka time. Happy polka melody.
This traffic report is brought to you by Gun Lake Casino.
31 still has slow spots in Holland and Grand Haven. Muskegon, mostly okay. Seaway Drive, a couple of waits at the lights. Driving conditions, mostly good. Just watch out for spots of ice. 24-hour traffic tip line, 830-3111. In the Meyer Traffic Center, I'm Kevin Richards.
This March, Gun Lake Casino has more ways to win. $30,000 slot tournaments, lucky seat giveaways, and the $115,000 Dream Vacation giveaway. Visit the Rewards Center for complete details. Only at Gun Lake Casino.
It's the sale Michigan's been waiting for 1 week only. It's Benton Chevrolet Cadillac GMC's gigantic 30th anniversary sale. Both sides of Henry Street are packed wall to wall with vehicles. And right now, get up to 30% off your new car. Trade-in values are at an all-time record high. Buy low and sell high. Get up to 30% off your new car. 0% financing and up to $10,000 in discounts and more. Right now, get a 2013 Chevy Silverado, only $198 a month, plus 2 years free maintenance. Or a 2013 Chevy Cruze, only $79 a month. A huge selection of Chevy Malibus at $109 per month. And Chevy Equinox, just $119 a month. We want and need your trade. And values are at record high levels. Plus, get up to 30% off the price of your new vehicle. Every vehicle sold is backed by the Benton Low Price Guarantee. Only at the Benton Chevrolet Cadillac GMC's anniversary sale. Both sides of Henry Street, Muskegon. The time to buy is now.
Sportsmen from all across Michigan are going to be heading to Grand Rapids for the Ultimate Sports Show, March 21 through 24 at the DeVos Place.
Over 150 booths, manufacturers, dealers, specialty baits.
Meet the owner-operators and book the trip of a lifetime at a fly-in camper lodge.
And there's no better way to get the best deal on that new fishing boat.
Plus, we'll be taping Big Buck Night West on Thursday.
You owe it to yourself to buy that boat, book that trip. You're not getting any younger.
Go to UltimateSportsShow.com, March 21 through 24 at DeVos Place.
High school juniors, seniors, and parents. Everything you need to know about graduation is at Orchard View High this Saturday from 9 to 2 at the Muskegon County Graduation Expo. From parties to careers and college, plus $2,500 in door prizes. And it's all free. Don't miss it.
Here's the official News Talk 1090 WKBZ forecast. Snow showers this morning and then a mixture of rain and snow for the afternoon. A high of 37, southeast winds 10 to 20. A lake effect snow advisory starts tonight at 6 p.m. Otherwise cloudy with rain and snow in the evening, and then windy and remaining cloudy overnight, a low of 24. Those west winds 25 to 35 miles an hour. Still windy tomorrow with occasional snow showers, 1 to 3 inches of accumulation. A high of 28. Those west winds 25 to 35. News Talk 1090, the Talk of Muskegon.
Now, back to Talk in Muskegon on News Talk 1090 WKBZ, the Talk of Muskegon.
It's too bad we don't get to share some of the things we talk about off air, right?
It's perhaps too bad, but of course, that's the only reason we would be allowed to continue on the radio. Hey, this is Talk in Muskegon.
Yeah.
Jim Riley.
8:38.
The temperature still is chilly, 23 degrees. And Lee Coggin, Baker College's leader, czar, and emperor. And speaking of emperors,
he's wearing that Grand Poobah hat too. Yeah.
Today is the anniversary of the date that the Roman Senate, of course, everybody just celebrated the Ides of March when Mr. Caesar decided to retire.
It's a bad day for him.
It was a bad day, A2. But on this day in 037, I got to love the
It's a great year.
Did they call it Aught 37 back then? I don't know what they said.
They didn't call it 37, actually.
They
That's
probably,
what we call it.
They probably did. Anyway, on this day in 0037, the Roman Senate annulled Tiberius's will, and everybody, of course, is interested in Tiberius's will. But more importantly, they proclaimed Caligula to be the emperor.
Well, he was a law and order guy. So
he was a law and order guy in a similar manner that Lee Coggin of Baker College is actually no longer president. I believe he has been declared the emperor over the weekend.
No, president's good enough.
President's good enough. And I would say that it appears to me that you have almost emperor-like powers over there because earlier when we were talking about this wonderful new science center, you're not going out and asking for a millage. You're not asking for the citizens of Muskegon to pay for this new building. You guys are paying cash for it.
Yeah,
you're writing a check.
Well, and we take a great deal of pride in that financial responsibility. We invested $11 million in the Culinary Institute of Michigan, which has been open now. Believe it or not, it's been open 4.5 years. It seems like we just opened it, but
and a significant portion of downtown Muskegon too.
Yes, it's and so we take a great deal of pride. When you're a private nonprofit college, you have to watch your finances very closely, and you have to plan accordingly for these kinds of things. And so we're very thankful we are in a position we can move forward after multiple years of planning.
But there's another business for this. There's another business plan out there that has been embraced by many of our leaders, and that is spend every penny you've got, borrow every penny you've got, and then go cry that you need more money in a millage. Apparently that's not your business plan.
Well, I think when you think about it on a national scale, when you start talking about 1.3 trillion and 85 billion, people can't really wrap their mind around that. But when you're dealing in real numbers. Like we are, you can start to plan accordingly. And I'm glad you mentioned that because a couple of weeks ago I was at a gathering down at Hope College and we were talking about the spiraling national debt and how people can't really visualize what it means to be $1.3 trillion in debt and those kinds of things. And they said, just think about it as a family making $100,000.
Ooh.
If you had a household making $100,000 a year.
Which is a pretty good income.
It's a pretty good income. If they were spending at the same rate that the national government is spending, they would be spending $166,000 a year. So they'd have a $66,000 more they're spending than they're taking in.
Every single year, too.
Every single year. And if they had the same amount of debt as the national government has, they would be $600,000 in debt. So imagine you have $600,000 on your credit cards. You're making $100,000 and you're spending $166,000. Now, we in the room, as this was being laid out to us by a asset manager with Fifth Third Bank, you could wrap your mind around that. You could suddenly start to picture, wow, that's not smart. I don't need to be spending $66,000 more than I have, especially when my credit cards have $600,000 on them.
Right.
And so I think, and so we've just fully embraced the financial, responsibility. As a college.
I'm going to take it just a step beyond because I love the way that you stated that because you're right. It does kind of bring it back into some numbers that we might be able to understand here. But there's another social issue there. On one hand, you are telling us and truthfully that you are educating younger people. Of course, you have some older folks there too, but you're educating people for the future. But you are not going out and putting massive debt in their way so that once they are successful at a new career, once they are able to get out on their own and maybe make that $100,000 a year, that they're not stuck with debt that other people have spent prior to them. And that to me is what's so sad in our generation, my generation in particular, the baby boomers, is that we've not just spent all of our money, we're borrowing money for our own use, and we're giving it putting it on the tab, on the credit card of these other younger people. There's something wrong with that. But anyway, I just think what a concept. Save in advance for your new building and then pay cash for it rather than have to go out and
well, that's a team effort at the college and from the leadership and from everyone. And we're really pleased that we're able to take that step because it allows you to do these bold things when you can pay cash for it. You feel a little bit more confident in making that decision.
Well, there's another group that has a somewhat similar idea. I don't know if you've seen the article, but I think it's really cool. One of the really cool things that we've got in Muskegon is the United States, the USS LST 393. One of, I believe, only two LSTs, that stands for Landing Ship Tanks, right out there on Muskegon Lake. One of only two that landed on Normandy Beach during D-Day in 1944.
Great history,
and it's great history, and it's just driving by makes me feel good, just to see that has been re-put together, and that we've got such wonderful volunteers. But one of the things that they wanted to do was the bow doors on these things open up, and then the tanks and other things would come off it after it had landed up on the beaches. And it's a big deal to paint those doors, and they saved the money. They got the money someplace, and they've just finished, apparently, repainting those doors. That's not a big deal, but I just think it's kind of cool. They're not out there getting millages. They're not out there getting, saying we've got to have the government pay for this. So they said, hey, we have a worthy cause. We've got something that we think you can believe in, and good people in Muskegon and throughout the country have ponied up, and they got that done. So that's, it's a minor little thing, but I like it. Hey, we got a big thing happening, and you're going to have to tell me what day this is. The forum.
That's today.
It is tonight.
We're talking about tonight at the Beardsley Theater.
Okay, 6:30 to 8:30 at the Beardsley Theater. The Downtown Development Corporation, a nonprofit group, is going to be, I imagine, sponsoring a forum to talk about this new farmers market. And the reason I bring this up, of course, I think it's a worthy event to attend, and it's a big deal. It's become a very, very contentious issue. And there's a headline on MLive this morning, which I don't know. I think they must have a new headline writer, because they've had some kind of grabby headlines of late. But this one,
grabby, that's a good word. I was expecting something else there.
It's not about selling papers anymore. It's about getting hits.
Yeah.
Well, it is about getting hits, and you're right, because as they move from the dead tree version over to the cyber version. But the headline is, quote, "New Muskegon Farmers Market, not a racist issue," comma, Vice Mayor says prior to the Monday public forum. And, of course, there have been people who have said that moving this, the farmers market, from its current location, which would be clearly, it's right, abutting an area that is primarily minority Americans, into the downtown part, or what hopefully would be the resurrected downtown of the city of Muskegon. And I just found it interesting that number one, that the question would have come up. Number two, that in this case it is Mr. Spataro from the city council, and his comment says this has gone in a dangerous direction. And I think it's important for us to appreciate, because it's happening in Detroit now too, with this emergency manager. Certain people, and I believe them to be despicable people, if they don't like your politics, they will call you a racist. And quite often Republicans will run to the mattresses, run to the tall grass, run away, because they're frightened of being called racist. This is an equally despicable comment as far as I'm concerned, and good for Spataro for at least facing up to it. And I think my personal view is I think it's a rotten idea, but I don't in any way, shape, or form think it's a racist idea. And but there will be a group of people tonight. We'll see if they're going to play that card, that R card, tonight. Hopefully not. Tonight at the Beardsley Theater, 6:30 to 8:30. I'll be there. I hope. I think I'm going to record it, so maybe we'll throw that up on.
It's important discussion
on YouTube. Well, it is for a lot of reasons, because it not only talks about moving a long time, very, very successful, one of the few really, really unbelievably successful situations that we have here in Muskegon, city of Muskegon. But moving it into the downtown, which thus far, with the exception of a few people, hasn't been that successful so far.
Okay, so we need to take a break.
And we need to take a break. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Ed Schultz. You can catch me right here weekdays on the Ed Schultz Radio Show, where America comes to talk. This is the chipping away of American infrastructure, because the conservatives want to do what? They want to destroy the union. They want to go after the voting bloc. It's all about elections, just like immigration reform is all about elections. They want you to be a second-class citizen, just like they want workers not to have a voice in the workplace. And here we go. Join me for the Ed Schultz Show.
Catch it weekdays at noon on News Talk 1090 WKBZ, the talk of Muskegon.
Are you over the age of 25 and need to lose up to 30 pounds or more? If so, the next 60 seconds are crucial to your well-being. Because Sensa is sending 30-day free trials to anyone looking to lose weight simply through portion control, without calorie counting, meal plans, or traditional dieting. To experience effective weight loss results, you must be over 25 and want to lose up to 30 pounds or more. Call 1-800-951-1420 for your free 30-day trial. In a 6-month study, one of the largest of its kind ever conducted, participants lost an average of 30 pounds using Sensa. This weight loss breakthrough does not require added exercise or a change in your lifestyle. But act now. Due to overwhelming demand, there is a strict limit of 1 per household. Again, if you are over 25 and need to lose up to 30 pounds or more, it is crucial that you write down this number for your free 30-day trial of Sensa. Call 1-800-951-1420. That's 1-800-951-1420.
News Talk 1090 WKBZ has a great way for you to save money. Up to 70% off on the items you want, like accessories for your man cave, fitness memberships, car care packages, GoPro cameras, and a lot more. Visit bidonwestmichigan.com, check out all the items, and make sure that you register yourself as a bidder. So check out the spring auction right now at bidonwestmichigan.com.
Hey, it's Erin Andrews, and I made the switch to SK Energy Shots. Why? Because trying to cover every sport in America requires hard work and high energy. So when I need that energy boost to be my best, instead of those chemical-filled sports and energy drinks, I drink SK Energy Shots. SK is a better source of energy, made for people who care about what goes into their bodies. They're made with antioxidants and vitamins, with none of the bad stuff.
SK Energy Shots, voted #1 in energy. Make the switch to a better source of energy today. Available at GNC, CVS, and your local retailers.
Having hospice care means focusing on living each day to its fullest. The sooner you call Harbor Hospice, the more we can do to manage pain and control symptoms. Today's hospice is about living well. People in hospice care visit casinos, eat in restaurants, and enjoy their grandchildren. Choosing Harbor Hospice early adds life to your days. It's your journey, your terms, our expertise. Visit harborhospicemi.org. That's harborhospicemi.org and take control of your journey.
Get ready for spring with great deals on lawn and garden supplies at Menards. Save big on the area's best selection of seed, fertilizer, landscape products, and much more. Stop weeds before they start with Preen Weed Preventer. It prevents weeds around flowers, vegetables, trees, and shrubs for up to 3 months. Cover up to 2,560 square feet with a big 16-pound bucket of Preen. On sale now for just $19.97.
Save big money at Menards.
Change your life in a big way.
Well, having a mentor saved me. I did not have a father in the home, and my mother was ill most of the time. And Brent really is a great listener, and he really provided that extra leadership that I needed to really grow and become the person that I became. He's a great big brother.
Volunteer or donate to Big Brothers Big Sisters. We need bigs, especially men. Start something. If you're a former big, start something again at bigbrothersbigsisters.org.
Now, back to Talkin' Muskegon on News Talk 1090 WKBZ, the talk of Muskegon.
And we are back 24 degrees, chilly degrees.
Wow,
just
whole
a
degree
few,
warmer. Wow.
Just a few days
I feel
before
better already.
spring sprungs on us. And I just got a few minutes here. You had mentioned, you had a little comment about the farmers market.
Well, just from the standpoint of an individual, and I'll speak from the standpoint of the college, which made an $11 million investment.
It's Baker College.
Baker College made an $11 million investment in downtown Muskegon with the Culinary Institute of Michigan. And obviously, while we have tremendous respect for the great success that the farmers market has had, I think it's important to have the discussion about the one thing downtown needs more than anything else right now in terms of vitality, and that's the foot traffic. And you can't reach that kind of economic growth. I mean, people equal economic growth and economic activity. You got to have people if that's going to happen, and so we need that foot traffic downtown. And if this is part of that solution, great. But I certainly respect, and I think everyone who's already downtown and people who've already made an investment downtown certainly respect what a great thing the farmers market is right now and what it's been built into. In fact, we admire it. We're admiring it from afar, and it now looks like we're trying to jump on their coattails. But I certainly am intrigued by the prospect of more foot traffic being in that downtown area, that Jefferson sort of west area where you see more and more. We need more and more foot traffic.
Yeah, but Lee, you built Baker College built this Culinary Institute. and you created foot traffic. You created the foot traffic. The concept that if we build it, they will come hasn't worked for Muskegon. I'm not so sure it's going to work if they move the farmers market. And the simple reason is this. The people who built it were not the people, the grand city leaders of the city of Muskegon or Muskegon County. They were the vendors of the farmers market. Yeah. They were the customers of those vendors. Those people paid every penny of it.
And those people, that has to be respected, Jim. I don't think anybody's going to be there making the argument that can't be respected. But just, you talked about the build it and they will come. Just to give you, we had our enrollment in our culinary programs went up 42% when we opened up the Culinary Institute of Michigan. So, yes, we brought an existing foot traffic that we already had at our main campus.
You provided a reason for people to come. You didn't take from a very successful location and move something that has been clearly fought on a variety of levels by the people who in fact made it successful, which are again the vendors and the customers. But I wanted to switch again, if we could, especially since I got the last word on this. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
You're the host.
No, we are co-hosts here. But I want to talk a little bit another very big issue that's being discussed right now, and I believe that there's a forum which unfortunately I don't have information on about the Captain Jack's, which is out at the Ovals on the beach. Been closed now for about a year, and there's a discussion about the commercialization. It's a term that makes me get a little skittish of the Ovals, because I know there was a time not that many years ago, maybe 10 or 15 years ago, where there was some discussion that we had to close the Ovals as a drive-through park and make it a standalone park, somewhat like you might have had at North Muskegon State Park, and. Needless to say, there's all sorts of competing ideas. But one of the things that has astounded me, if you owned Captain Jack's, which of course the building and the land essentially is owned by the city of Muskegon, you would make sure that your contract came up not just before the opening. I believe the last year when it bellied up was in May, so that if in fact that person can't reopen for whatever reasons, that you can at least have somebody slide right in. It seems to me you make your contract come up maybe in October, right at the end of the season. Okay, we are going to sign it, seal it, deliver it, so we make sure that we have a place on the beach. The people who've been managing this from the top have been the city leaders of the city of Muskegon. They have managed it so well that in fact we've had one complete season empty. We are here now, just a few days from April. They have no decisions that have been made yet. The outfit that had the contract to run it was $20-some thousand in the hole, and they settled for just pennies on the dollar. Seems to me that if it was the real money, the money of the county of the city commissioners, that they wouldn't run it in that same manner.
Well, probably not a bad observation. And again, though, you have to ask yourself, why are investors not running to this spot? What is it about this location that's making people a little bit? This goes back to what we were just talking about in terms of that traffic, that foot traffic.
Excellent
bringing. Why are the people who have the money to make? Why are they not running the spot? And it's because it goes back to something Abraham Lincoln said. I think he said this, and it was something along the lines of, a town with one lawyer, he'll starve. With two, they'll thrive. There's a reason McDonald's and Burger Kings are right across the street from each other. Because they know they both benefit from bringing all that foot traffic in that critical mass together, because that you reach critical mass and you generate something special.
Well, you mentioned the mall. Why does the mall succeed?
Well, that's why the mall succeeds. Not only because it has easy access from US 31, which helps tremendously, but because there's a lot of foot traffic. All those vendors out there, they know they all benefit from one another. Bringing customers, they want everybody to bring customers out there, and so it makes it really is an important issue. And I
like that observation, and I find it interesting that the Muskegon Chamber is hosting the home show on the 21st to the 23rd at the Lakes Mall, a place where they know that they have the critical mass to succeed. I truly hope that somebody at the county or somebody at the city, and maybe at the county too, is listening to what you just said, because if they don't get the concept of critical mass in a commercial area, then they're missing an awful lot.
Because the reason they're having a tough time managing it, I'll play devil's advocate. The reason they're having a tough time managing the spot is because there's nobody really chomping at the bit to get it. And it's hard to manage something that's not people are wary of. It's like, why are these companies all failing? Why is restaurant going there after restaurant and failing? Right. And again, it's Yeah, they need another restaurant right across the street. That's what they need, something to bring more people down there. Don't you think Brands and Logan's out there on Harvey benefit a lot from somebody drives by, they see one parking lot's packed, they don't want to wait, so they go across the street they all benefit from that.
Great point.
And they need that critical mass.
Well, hopefully they're listening.
Hey, thanks for having me,
We're going to video
I
this.
appreciate it.
We'll have it online. Folks, we'll be back tomorrow. We've got the Wild Man, Mike Hewitt.
The Wild Man.
The Wild
He
Man
has
from
bullets.
Renegade River. Have a great day, folks.
Catch Talkin' Muskegon at its new time, Monday through Friday mornings at 8 on News Talk 1090, WKBZ, the talk of Muskegon.
This is WKBZ Muskegon and WOOD HD2 Muskegon.